Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. So today, we're going to take away Coach Jerod's racket, his customized blue blades, and force him, well, see if he likes something else. If those blades didn't exist, if Wilson didn't exist, what would he choose? Stay tuned. All right, coffee sponsor of today is Petar, P-E-T-A-R. Petar writes, thanks for the valuable videos regarding tennis equipment. Oh, I appreciate that you appreciate me, and I appreciate the coffee. If you want to be my coffee sponsor of the day, network is buymeacoffee.com/tennis spin. If you want to just hook up the channel, super thanks would be the way to go. That link is below. Thank you so much. Thank you, Petar. All right. So, as some of you know, Coach Jerod ordered those custom painted blades from the Wilson Labs, and he is loving those rackets right now. He has traditionally been a control racket person, and he's kind of double back to blades a few times in his tennis career. Now, I'm going to take those blades away and force him to use some of the rackets that are equivalent, but from other companies. Now, I'm going to basically take the Prestige, and he liked the Pro of this, the Prestige Pro, and that's a tough racket to hit, but he liked it. So I'm going to say that's one option. Option two would be Watermelon here, the Percept 97D, which he liked also. I'm going to take the 10X Excalibur in the 1620, and then I'm going to also take the Gravity Pro. These are all the rackets that he's liked, that we've liked, like Coach Rob and I have liked also in the control lines from each of these lines. And I'm going to basically say, are there any winners here if your blade did not exist? And why would you choose this racket? And would you actually choose that racket if Wilson went away? I know it's a tough one because, we don't want to say Wilson's going away, but you never know. Just kidding. All right, so let's go on the court and see what Coach Jerod can play with. All right, so Coach Jerod, I was asking Coach Jerod, if that blade did not exist, what would he play with? Let's say Wilson just fell off the face of the earth and just history changed. Wilson is no longer available.
Coach Rob's worst nightmare.
And
how dare you speak those words?
And I chose 4 rackets that might be suitable for Coach Jerod. What did you think of these 4? And tell me your favorites.
Yeah, so the first one we have here is the Prestige Pro. So I think Harry picked all 98 square inch head size rackets minus the Gravity Pro. So with the 3 98 square inch head size frames, you can expect a lot of control, kind of a lot of free swinging, and also a lot of precision. So I think that's where those 3 frames favor the Gravity Pro. But on the other hand, the Gravity Pro has 100 square inches on the head, so that gives you a little bit more pop. And at the same time, it does mimic a 98 square inch head size racket with that 18 by 20 string pattern. So ultimately, if we're going to go straight to what I would play with out of these 4, the Percept 97D. So I'm not saying that these frames were bad. It's just they're all very similar in feel, very similar in playability. Each racket kind of shined in its own way. But I think the Percept just offered me a little bit more pop, a little bit more tightness on the shots, and a little bit more heft, in my opinion. And I think I just had more confidence swinging out with that frame compared to the other ones. So the 10X frame, definitely a pro stock-esque kind of racket, but at the same time, it just has a little bit too much pop. So maybe if I, doctored it up and got it to my spec, maybe I would definitely dial it in a little bit more and have some fun with it. The Gravity Pro, it's great, but it's also a little bit too heavy in the sense that I think I'd probably get tired playing with it, because I think that's like pushing 11.8 on that frame with the strings in it. So as much as I do love the playability, do love the feel, the weight's a little bit tough. And then pretty much it came down to the Percept and the Prestige Pro. This frame, guys, also a great update to the Prestige line. Pretty much their player's racket. Definitely added more feel, a lot more pop. But I just think that the Percept just edged it out a little bit more on the feel and responsiveness. So Yonex is the winner out of these 4.
Coach Jerod, this is 320 without strings.
I guess it's heavy too, guys. So I guess scratch that on 10X.
And
that's
that
also
Prestige
heavy.
is like right there too, 11.8.
Yeah. So I think even though these are heavy frames, I think it's just the weight distribution just makes it, for some reason,
the plow.
The plow and the weighting distribution is just good for me when I swing the racket. So I think so scratch the weight on everything. I think they're all heavy frames, but this one just swung through the air the best out of the 4 frames. So that's my go-to.
You play with a 1619 though.
Correct.
Why not an 1820 in that blade?
Harry, you're asking me questions I probably shouldn't be answering. But I just do like a little bit more spin, which is why I kind of have that 16 by 19 string pattern. I did switch to this probably before I tried the Percept and the new Prestige, so maybe that could be the reason why. But, ultimately down the road, I've also found that when I do use an 18 by 20 over a long period of time, I feel like I have to start swinging a little bit harder throughout, matches and sets and things. That's probably why I gravitate more towards a 16 by 19. And then also, even though I'm not playing as much, I do need a little bit more pop to help me out. But in terms of precision, the 18 by 20 string pattern is unbeatable. So it's definitely a fun one to use too.
So Coach Rob, what did it look like on the other side of Coach Jerod's balls? Would you agree with Coach Jerod?
Yeah, I thought he hit. I mean, Jerod doesn't miss. So he hits a clean ball. He hits it with spin. He is really kind to you and I in that we're able to hit a lot of balls back and forth because he runs down our misses and gives it to us at a nice, even pace so we can hit it back to him. I thought he hit well with that one. I mean, honestly, he hit well with all of them, but he did hit well with that one. He hit well with this one as well, the head. You would have to be, serving, playing matches and really kind of fine-tuning it under pressure to see, if we were playing against each other to see what he did with it. But, you could give him a any of these, and I think he would hit well.
Oh, definitely. And I get why he chose this one. There's definitely really good plow through this one. It is perfect balance and weight. Doesn't need anything. I think if you threw head tape on this, Coach, I think it might throw it off.
It might be too much.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's great. Thank you guys for having this fun play test with me. If Wilson was gone. Not that they would be. Coach Jerod, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Ma Tennis.
And you can find Coach Rob in Oblivion. Don't contact him. He don't want to talk to you. Guys, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Practice anytime, day or night, 24/7, 365 with Fast Track Tennis. Get your Fast Track Tennis today and get 10% off with Tennis Spin. Link is below. And get your tennis on the fast track.